Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we welcome the wonderful Fabienne Erni. Some of you guys may know her from LZtv, some of you guys may know her from ILLUMISHADE. How are you doing today, Fabi?
Thank you so much, Tauri, for inviting me, of course. And I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're just very busy this week with the releases and the upcoming album. So, a lot of stuff is happening at the moment. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's so nice to be able to chat with you again. Can you believe it's almost been like a year since we last met in person? It's gone
Right?
so fast.
Time flies. It's crazy. It is.
Yeah, we are here to talk about the new ILLUMISHADE album, which is called Another Side of You, which is out February 16th. How are you feeling about that? And congratulations, but I know it's been quite a few months now, but congratulations on signing with Napalm as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is the first record now with Napalm. It's been great so far. And we are very excited that now finally we can release another album. I mean, it's been almost 4 years, and I think it was just about time to actually release another record. And now we're just at the moment shortly before it. So I'm very excited, actually. Yeah.
You guys just finished up your first ever like proper tour as a band with Delane. Can you share like a memorable or funny story? And also how was that as like the first ever tour for the band?
I mean, the first ever tour, it felt almost a little bit unreal in that way
Mm-hmm.
that we finally got to actually play live because actually in the whole band history, in the past 3 years, let's say, we played 11 shows and 9 of those were in front of people and 2 were
Mm-hmm.
live streams. And now we played 12 and just more than we ever played before. And it's, I mean, just feeling that we grow together as a band and everybody gets more self-esteem on stage and so on. It I think it made a huge difference now. So I'm very excited that we finally get to play more live. And funny stories. It's hard to pick a particular one. I have to say, I think it's just overall we had actually a lot of fun in the bus. We had this night liner. It was really cute but very comfy, very nice. And we just when once we started driving, everybody was just sitting there and we just, I don't know, had so many laughs. I'm not sure if they're appropriate to tell here, so but it was just fun. And I think this is what I will keep in my memories as well, that it was just laughing while driving in the evenings after the shows.
Well, that's exactly what you want, especially like because you're still so high up on that adrenaline from the show, and then you go back and you just want to like sort of like come down after the show so that you guys can get some rest at some point.
Yes, absolutely. But I have to say, I mean, it was quite a short tour, so I
Hmm.
think we all would have wanted a few more shows.
Yeah. How would you describe Illumishade's sound now compared to like the first album that you guys brought out?
Mm. I think it evolved quite a lot, but not because we forced it in that
Hmm.
sense. I mean, quite some time passed. All these songs were also written throughout the quite a long time span, if you can say it like that. I mean, we started writing some of the songs that are now on the album shortly after releasing our first record. So I think that this album is more diverse in that sense, also because we were composing over a longer time period, and obviously we all changed, we all evolved. So I guess this is what you can hear in the music, definitely. So it is different, and I like it. I like it that it's so versatile. This album, I would say, it has so many different influences from all the different members that flow more into this record than it did in the first one. So I think it's hearable, and also the lyrics are definitely more modern, more grounded, more playing in this reality rather than in a fantasy world, I would say.
Hmm. I can definitely feel like the first album was definitely more conceptual, whereas this one's like each song is individual, yet they still fit really well together in how you've chosen to lay them out in the album itself. How did you guys decide on how to like sequence the tracks of on the album? Like, how did you choose to put this one in the beginning and then all the way to the end?
Ah, it's a good question because this album is really, as you say, it's not conceptual like the first one. This one is more like a collection of songs. And then, of course, at some point, we were standing in front of this question: which one will be where, and so on. And I think the ending was easier. Because it was the ending we chose the Verliebt, the Swiss German song, the piano ballad with Kuhn Janssen. I don't know, because it felt more like a bonus track, so it kind of made sense to kind of put this in the end, slowing it down the end and just, you know. um, but the first one, because Elegy, I love this track, and it has this instrumental overture, which is just so beautifully done by Miri, and I think then it was almost kind of the the obvious choice to take this as an beginning for the tracks in the actual, like, throughout the album. I think it was Mark, for example. He has a really good ear as well to like what fits after each other, what makes
Hmm.
sense. And we just had this overview of the songs and then started somewhere, and then yeah, just have some inputs. Yeah, but what if this and what if that? And now in the end, like this, it just feels supernatural. I don't know. It felt, everything fell into place, although it was a collection of songs. So it's
Hmm.
nice, feels good.
Yeah, it feels good to listen to as well. I do love how you guys did choose, you know, the layout as it flows, even though they're individual songs, it still flows really well together. So, how was it for you to sing in your native tongue on a song?
Ah, it was actually the very, very first time I recorded in Swiss German. I mean,
Hmm.
I sing in Swiss German sometimes with LZtv, the Call of the
Yeah,
Mountain.
you call it. Yeah, I heard that one when I came to see you.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But in the studio, it's again a totally different thing, because in the studio it's just a different setup than than singing it live. So it was like, I have to say I liked it. I think the special thing about this recording anyway was that this track was recorded in one take. So we decided, because it already sticks out being a piano ballad, being in
Hmm.
Swiss German, and being this kind of fragile, almost a little bit childish song, in not in a bad way. Somebody came up with, why not making it just as authentic and honest as possible and just make it in one take. So it means I had to sing throughout the whole song, and we did it 4 times, and we just took, I think, the second last take. It was also the very last thing that I recorded throughout these all vocal recording days. And I remember the guys that recorded me were just chilling on the sofa listening, and I just sang it 4 times. And it was really one of the most special thing I did, I think, because knowing that you start singing a song and it's gonna be a one take, there is some pressure to it. But I
Yeah.
also started to enjoy it, I have to say, while doing it, because it really just captures everything that happens in the moment. And yeah, I think it's as raw as it can get, actually. So it's really cool. I'm happy we did it. Although it is, of course, it has imperfections. I mean,
Hmm.
but that what makes this song now, I think, even more special.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think sometimes leaving those little imperfections in there just adds to the emotion as well, you know, and it sometimes us as listeners probably won't even pick that up, whereas you'll be so critical of yourself because you know what you're doing and what you're hearing and things like that. So but I truly loved it myself. It was a special moment to hear you sing live in your native tongue as well, and just see you up on stage with Elvady.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, yeah. It was a wonderful tour, actually, in the US. Yeah.
How do you guys go about like composing a new song? Does like the melody come first, or do the lyrics come first, or is it just sort of like whatever sparks the inspiration at that moment in time?
Mm-hmm. I think every song has a little bit of a different history, I could say. It, every song is a little bit different, so it's not like we have a schema like, okay, first step this, second step this, third step this, but it can be that, for example, I come up with a piano piece with vocals, but always without lyrics. Lyrics are all the time actually written in the end.
Hmm.
I don't know. This is just how it comes. Melody and structure first, kind of. So it can be, for example, that I come up with a piano idea with some kind of vocals, and Jonas takes it and creates everything around it, or messes around with a part and adds his own part there, and then I add a melody on top of his new parts and so on. So it's like this ping pong effect quite
Hmm.
often. It can also be, for example, Cyclone. I think it's one of the most experimental songs that we have on the album. Started out because of Miriam's vision, for example, and then the others started messing around with it. I added some melody part. So it is very different. Riptide, for example, that was one of the biggest challenges for me, because I'm not used to writing melodies on top of something that already like exists, and
Hmm.
Jonas wrote this the music part, and I had to put the melody on top on a music part that was already defined, and I was like, oh my goodness. But it was so cool because I came up with this chorus melody that I probably would have not come up with if I would have started with the piano only. So it's cool. It gives some different inspiration as well. I love that. That's this the songwriting process is always a little bit different, and that's actually cool. I love that. It's quite playful. It keeps it playful.
Yeah. I've just recently filmed my reaction to Riptide, and my favorite part I think is like where you're like harmonizing with yourself, and I think it's like the pre-chorus, and you're talking about the moon and the tide or something, and you're like going back and forth with your vocals. It's
Yeah,
just it's
yeah.
something different, but it's really really special within the song itself, and I really really enjoyed what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why I just felt like there should be some kind of gospel choir or something answer, like question answer. Somehow this
Yeah.
came quite early in the process, but until I had this melody, it was it was intense for me, this song. I think that was the hardest for me to add the melody to.
You guys always have like such beautifully creative music videos as well. How do you guys work out the concepts for those, and like what you want to do with the makeup and the styling and things like that?
We actually have the privilege and the luck that we have this beautiful team of Mirko Witzki and Kami Zero, two super talented guys. Mirko is doing the videos, filming,
Mm-hmm.
editing, everything, or coming up with a concept, or they come together up with the concept, or if we have an input, they are listening, and then they take it further. So I believe also they are artists, we're artists, and we let each other do what we're best at. So we
Mm-hmm.
trust them fully. If they say, "Hey, I listened to this song. We have a vision. We know what to do." We fully trust them. And I think this is when the magic happens, when everybody is free to do whatever they see, and everybody can just create what they feel. And we totally let this flow go now for the past 4 videos that we released, and I love it. I love working with those two together. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been really, really beautiful, especially like because I love makeup myself. So then seeing like what you guys come up with makeup wise for these shoots is just super,
Mm.
super interesting. And you always look absolutely stunning, I have to say.
Well, thank
Not
you.
that
That
not that you don't, all the time, but yeah, just they do a really good job with your makeup and your hair and the styling of the wardrobe as well. It's really beautiful. It makes me want to like be like, hey, can I come and be in like your music video and get styled up and dressed up like that too?
Yeah, it is actually a lot of fun because sometimes we don't know what to expect, and we fully trust Kami, and then he comes
Hmm.
up with these crazy looks, and we're like, how the heck did you do that? And I mean,
Right?
it's what he's best at, and we let him do that. So yeah.
Yeah. Talking of work-life balance. You are always so very busy. You're like probably one of those people that I see the most who's always on the go. You're always either you've got ILLUMISHADE, you've got LZtv, you post covers here and there, and then you're featuring on other band songs. You know, you did the cover with not the cover, the feature with For Your Swans and is it Seas on the Moon? Yeah. How do you find the perfect work balance? Or is it just Fabi's just always busy and needs to figure that out too?
Well, this is definitely one of my goals for this year, to be better at this, I would say. But first of all, I think being more structured will help me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I I have to confess that I can be really a little bit of a chaotic person, and I think only also changing that, like being on top of things rather than running behind it, will already
Mm-hmm.
change my perception of work life balance in that way, because I did have in the like 2023 or so have the feeling that I'm running behind, and this is not a good feeling, and it can really
Mm-hmm.
drain a lot of energy. So this is now my goal for this year. Not to do less, because I I love doing, and I wish I could do more covers. I wish I could do more. But then again, the day only has 24 hours, and
Yep.
we also need to rest. But I think what really will help me in that matter is being more structured, and I'm working currently on that. So yeah, and with that, being more efficient with everything. So yeah, let's see how it goes this year.
Yeah. No, I totally understand because I am myself a huge procrastinator and I need to get better at that too. So
It doesn't help because in the end you anyway need to do it, but I don't know why we do
right.
it all.
I don't know. I guess it's just part of that human experience that we all have to live through and just be like, just get it done and then you don't have to worry about it.
Probably. Hmm.
How have you found the fans' response to these newer singles that you have released?
Actually, very good, very good. To be honest, I was a little bit skeptical how Cloud Reader will be received, because it is
Mm-hmm.
a rather poppy, bright song, uplifting song. And I was super happy to read the feedback on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever, private messages, I don't know, and just telling, like, people telling me that it really gave them some positive energy and lifted them up for the day. And I was like, this is exactly what we wanted with that song, and it's wonderful that it resonates with the
Mm-hmm.
people listening. So so far it's been good. Let's see about the whole record. I'm curious.
Are you going to do anything to celebrate the album release once it's out there to the world?
Yes, of course. I will probably make myself a freshly pressed juice tomorrow evening and just enjoy that it's out. Because I'm currently not in Switzerland, so I think some of the guys, they will meet up and probably have a drink or two together, and we might quickly Skype together or so to cheer. Yeah.
It's gotta be exciting but also nerve-wracking at the same time just because you just don't know how people are gonna feel about the whole thing together and just that those nerves and the excitement and it's kinda like being a kid on Christmas Day, I assume.
Yeah, I have to say these album releases feel a little bit unreal in that sense, because, for example, if you have a single coming out with a video, I don't know, you kind of can go and see on YouTube that people see it, but with the album, it's like, okay, it's out, okay, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's such an important day, but it's also a weird day because you cannot grip it in
Yeah.
a way. But I guess on social media we will get some responses. So I'm curious about that. Let's see.
Yeah, and you will be touring with Visions of Atlantis, well, soon. How are you feeling about that? You excited?
Yes, of course. I'm super excited to come over to North America. I, I mean, I love touring in North America. It's such a special experience, and I'm always amazed by how huge the US is,
Yes.
how huge Canada is. It's like I don't know. It's you know, for me, from coming from Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
it's insane that you can just travel a month there and you still didn't go to every city.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward coming with Illumishade and playing with Visions of Atlantis and Corpiclani. It's gonna be fun. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
It
coming
looks
to the
like
show?
I'm gonna try because there isn't really a show that's close to me.
Ah, that's the thing. Yeah. Nah,
Yeah. So like you say, the pure size of America is just like, even me being from England, I'm still like, we have to drive how many hours to get where? It's
insane.
crazy. But
Crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and see like what the closest one is, but we'll just
Yeah.
have to see. But I'm gonna really try, because I want to see, of course I want to see you guys for the first time, and I also want to come back and see Visions of Atlantis as well. That'll be my second time seeing them,
All
hopefully.
right.
So we will see. But I don't want to keep you any longer. Do you have any like last words of thanks for people watching this interview?
Well, of course. Well, thank you first of all for watching. You, Tauri, for the invitation. And yeah, if you haven't, if you want, listen to our new songs. I mean, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. I hope it will bring you joy.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it will, because you guys bring me joy, so.
Ah,
Of course, guys, I will leave all of ILLUMISHADE's information down in the description, as well as that pre-order link. And Fabi, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, wherever you are right now.
thank you, Tauri. You have a good day, I guess. Then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.